What's up, guys?
Doug Vasquez, Sports Illustrated. Congratulations on the win. How did it feel being back in there?
Oh, it feels good. Feel like kind of remember myself. I have to remember myself. Like, okay, I do this right, and I can do it right.
What did you make up the build up all week to the fight? Because it felt like with these three main events that Philippe was the forgotten guy. Did you feel bad for him at any point, or like what did you make of how he handled his fight week?
Not that I feel bad for him. I mean, I think everybody was promoted very well. I saw even the fighter on the prelim card get promoted very well. So I think everybody get his spot. Of course, like Philippe wasn't the main guy, but he still get promoted, and then I think he was good.
And then last one for me, after this win, it seems like your options are wide open. You can box, you can fight in MMA. John Jones' name has been thrown around, Jake Paul. There's some buzz around the internet about Brock Lesnar. He just retired from the WWE. Have you heard those rumors? Is that something you've ever even thought about?
Well, I think a rumor been around. There have been so many rumors around, but at the end of the day, what's possible to do is the only thing that I focus on. And I want to jump back to the Felipe question that you asked earlier. And I mean, I think even though I believe that he was promoted, I think he's been underestimated. I saw like a lot of people like count him out. And the guy that I faced tonight, of course I won, but he was tough. You know, he was tough. He could eat some punch. I think he has a opening. He has a spot. If he has a fighter at some other guy, he can make a good statement. By the way, I think he's the guy that deserves the performance of the night. So maybe we should give the performance of the night to Philipe Lins.
Francis, over here.
Congratulations, Francis. Coming into the fight, knowing that John Jones was going to be here watching you, did that put any pressure on you to come in and just, kind of like want to run through Felipe?
No, absolutely not. Tonight, John Jones was just a fan watching the fight.
Perfect. My second question is, did you get to speak to Felipe after the fight?
No, I didn't get a chance to speak to him. I mean, we changed a few words in the octagon, but I didn't want to take too much of a time. I think he needs time with his people.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Simon Simano with MMA Junkie. Francis, you've acknowledged that Philippe was a tough opponent. How did you feel in there physically? Did you feel like your conditioning was good to go farther than round one? If it had?
Bro, you have no idea. My conditioning was best than ever. Like basically after the first hit and then he kept going, I'm like, okay. I think, by the way, I didn't know I was going to finish in the first round. At some point, I knew we were going round two. The fight was going on. And then I think I just clip him at some point, but I was prepared. I'm like, okay, this fight is it might go to the distance or something because this guy can eat some punch, So I was prepared. The opening just happened.
Earlier this week, you were asked about John Jones being in the building, and you said it was very interesting. We'll see what happens. Ultimately, when you got here to Fight Night, were you annoyed that he was here in the building, that you even had to, engage with him in any way?
No, I wasn't annoyed. I mean, again, regardless of however I want to fight Jones, I think he's a great fighter, if not the greatest, and then I have a lot of respect for him. I wouldn't be ignoring if he's in the room, right? There is a competition, of course, but at the end of the day, we have to acknowledge what everybody is. It's not like a war. We are not in war. We are in competition.
And the last question for me, just to ask point blank, just how realistic is there an actual pathway to get to the John Jones fight? We know he's locked into a contract, but what is the actual pathway? Do you see it?
Well, I think it's up to John Jones, and I can give you some detail if you want. I've been thinking about it. if I was him. I don't know if there's a sunset on that contract anymore. And by what I know, he signed his contract back in 2023. So 3 years from now. So the sunset is 2 years from now. I mean, I'm just saying, hypothetically. You're welcome.
Congratulations, Francis, right here. Saeed from Combat Sports Today. I don't know if you noticed during your walkout, Dana White went live on Instagram and announced Conor McGregor's return. Did you realize that or no? And how do you feel about it?
And what the fuck do I have to do with that? I mean, so I should stop my workout and look what is going on with?
No, well, people during the week were saying that he was going to announce it.
I don't care, bro.
Okay.
Let's move on. Life goes on. I'm doing my stuff here. I'm doing good. I have no problem. Everybody can do whatever he wants.
And did you hear Robeles de Spain call you out after his knockout? And
Yeah.
what do you feel about that fight? That feels like an amazing fight right there.
You feel so? Okay. Then let's talk about it. I'm down to fight. And if you think he can handle, okay, why not?
Awesome. Thank you, Francis.
You're welcome. He did make a statement. He had a great finish. So, I mean, after a finish like that, it's hard to argue, to take something out of somebody.
Francis, Ellie Sekbakis knows. First of all, you look so good like you haven't fought yet.
Bro, I've been sitting in my locker for 2 hours, chilling, waiting. I mean, I have the same question. I have to ask myself at some point, like, did I fight today or was yesterday?
What did you think about the two other fights? You watched them.
It was fun. You know, it's supposed to be the fight before, right before a rounder, before, and then they announced the Jake, the Nate against Mike Perry, and then I found that fight so interesting. Then, and for some reason they bring the idea that, oh, maybe they should make me fight earlier. So because in Europe and in Cameroon, it's gonna be like a little earlier, not as late as I'm like, you know, if that means I'm gonna watch the Nick fight and Mike Perry, then I'm down for it.
And my last question: you're obviously one of the biggest punchers in history. Can you tell me the first time you ever knocked someone out? How old were you, and did you realize you hit so hard?
No, I mean, usually when you're in the fight, you don't really think of how hard you're hitting. You just, I mean, by the way, like I have to think about it a lot to know that, okay, sometime when somebody falls, he might be hurt, you might not have to continue. And I'm very happy for my performance tonight because I didn't follow up. Usually I'll follow up because instantly I don't even realize that I hurt him, and I'll follow up and then maybe go with some unnecessary punch on the ground. You're welcome.
Francis here, Josh Gross from SureDog. 2 questions from me. First, what do you want? Do you know what you want next? What is that?
What do I want? Whatever is out there. I mean, I really have nothing special. I mean, if not maybe that John Jones fight, some big fight, but I really have nothing special. I just want to keep doing it as long as we go. If I have something, I do it. You know, I think I have done what could have been done.
And having Netflix attached to this fight, how did you notice that in terms of the attention that you received leading up to it, the feeling around the fight? Was it something new for you?
I would not say new. I would say he was even easier. You know, like usually I have to get like, oh, where do we watch the fight? Like in fight day, I will be in my hotel chilling, and then from Africa, Cameroon, they will be like, where can we watch the fight? I'll be like, figure it out. Like, I don't know, you know. And this time it was easy. I'm like, sign in on Netflix, pretty easy. So, in fact, I didn't have to say that because a lot of people figured it out by themselves. So it was a lot of weight out of my shoulder.
Over here on the side. Hi, Francis. Giandra LaBeouf, Best Women's Boxing Show, period. Now, as you make your transition back over into MMA after spending time in boxing, your striking looked really, really sharp tonight.
Correction, not now. My last fight was MMA.
Well,
I fought in August 2024, was in MMA.
True. Excuse me. My apologies.
No problem.
Looking as you come back over, looking as you are in the MMA side and fighting a couple fights over on the boxing side, your striking looked very sharp. What lessons have you brought back over with you after spending some time in boxing, fighting against Tyson Fury and the other fights that you did over there?
Well, as I said, I never left MMA. I just crossed over to do boxing, and then it was an experience, a dream that I want to accomplish. But again, the boxing is different from MMA striking because the stand and everything is very different. You cannot afford to stand in MMA as you stand in boxing, or to box in MMA as you do in boxing, because there is takedowns, there is leg and all those stuff that you have to manage at the same time. So it's a completely different striking.
Francis, regardless of who you fight next, would you want it to be for a belt, or is being the heavyweight lineal champion enough?
I have a lot of belt. I need to make some space home to put some belt in. So whatever. And I have someone on my pants as well. So as long as it's a fight, you have put a man in front and that can fight. Yeah, we can dance.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Francis.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.